I'm sitting next to Grammy Award-winning artist LaTavia Roberson. Now, in case you're not up on your artist facts, this is one of the most fabulous members of Destiny's Child.
Thank you.
How was that introduction? Was that okay?
Yeah, I'm blushing a little bit.
Oh. So we all know that you were in Destiny's Child.
Yes.
That's where you got your start. Now, we had some conversation beforehand where you really didn't want to be a singer, which I think is very interesting. Probably a lot of our viewers probably didn't realize that.
No, you know what? I've always had a passion for acting and modeling, and I actually got the opportunity to try out for the group through my modeling agency in Houston. My mother had me in there, and they just simply called the modeling agency looking for girls to audition for. They wanted a mixture of females, different races, with different backgrounds. So I went to try out, and I actually made the group. I tried out on the same day as Beyonce, actually, and that's when I met her. I don't know what year it was when I was 8.
So was working with the Knowles, was that like the infamous Jackson family? Was it just, was it strict? I mean, what was it like really working for them?
You know what?
With them,
it was strict, but like when you're younger, you want a lot of freedom. You want to be able to do what you want to do, but we were disciplined to prepare for our career. Like now that I look back, like as far as all the work, like personal things are different, but like as far as the work, it's something that I'm so glad that we did, because we wouldn't have been able to be who we were if it weren't for all of that. If it weren't for Joe Jackson. And we literally used to call him Joe Jackson. Oh yeah, that was his nickname. So, it wasn't cool back then, but like now that I look back, I just realized that we wouldn't have been the Destiny's Child that we were when No 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 came out if it weren't for all of that.
So as little girls growing up, were you guys like, best friends? Did you do like the slumber party thing? I would imagine you guys were pretty, close-knit. You guys worked together day in and day out. And amongst all that, were you guys thinking, wow, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years down the line, it's going to get to be, how big as it was?
We always prayed, excuse me, we always prayed that everything would turn out the way that it did, but never in a million years. Like, I know that you probably heard Beyonce tell the same story, like, from the first time that we heard the song on the radio. We were going to pick up Solange from school, up the street from the house, and we heard it, and we're, like, running around like crazy people outside, like, our song's on the radio, and Solange was looking at us like, hey, my sister ain't no friend, I want to say mine. I'm a little embarrassed, to be getting picked up by them, but, we imagined it, we prayed for it, and it was shocking. Like now, I think that as hard as we worked, I think that we deserved it. But never in a million years that I think that by the age of 17 that I would be doing the things I had seen as much of the world, that I had seen. And the experience in itself was just unbelievable.
It's definitely a blessing. So
Absolutely.
The first time you guys saw your faces on TV with the video, what was that like? Oh my God!
Oh, who knows what we were doing? I actually, you know what? I actually have no idea what we were doing when we all first saw No No No. You know what? I think we knew that it was going to come on. And we were all sitting down. I think we were at the Knowles house. We were all sitting down in the living room. And we were just like, oh my God. Like, we on TV. I mean, it's really like a surreal feeling. Like I don't know. And then being that young, we were in school. We were in middle school. Like, when that happened.
How was that?
So
How was that?
Well, we had a tutor, so
Okay.
I think it's 7th grade I got out of school, so the high school and everything I didn't get to experience all that stuff. But everybody was hating.
There's always haters, but the haters are definitely your motivators. Wow. Okay. So No No No. Then of course, the infamous. The lawsuits, the breakup, all of that. What happened?
you know, LaTavia and myself, we've heard so many different stories. A lot of people wanted to be a feud between the members of the group, and it had nothing to do with the girls at all. LaTavia and myself just simply started sitting back, like, you know, you get older, you hear things. So we just started, like, really just looking and seeing how things were ran, and we weren't pleased, you know, with the way that things were ran. Not that we weren't pleased, but, you know, we felt like something else could, you know, be happening. So we had to disaffirm Matthew's contract, you know, in order to even almost be heard, because we were told at a certain amount of time that, you know, we didn't even do enough in the group to have an opinion. Wow. So, you know, so that's why we felt like we had to go beyond and not just want to call a meeting like, okay, well, we're feeling like this. It was never anything against the girls, but at the same time, it's almost like family. Like, even to talk to Beyonce and Kelly, it might have, I mean, I almost feel like it would have resulted the same way. But we had to disaffirm Matthew's contract to even be able to be heard. And all we wanted was to be able to bring another manager in. So we felt like someone had our best interests as well. We would never try to fire the manager for the group. In Matthew's words, that's ludicrous. You know, we can't do that. But I do know that growing up, I would have done the same thing. But this time around, I would have been fearless. Regardless of the outcome, I would have, especially because Beyonce and I were so close. We were best friends for like, you know, almost 10 years. And I would have gone to her regardless of her reaction. I would have gone like, Beyonce, I'm feeling this. Kelly, I'm feeling this. And, you know, this is going to happen. You know, you live and you learn, you grow. But at the end of the day, it's like, that's the only thing that I would have done differently. Because at the end, it ended up hurt, like my main concern, it hurt Beyonce, you know? And she has one of the purest hearts, you know, that I know. She's a wonderful person. But that's really the only change that I would have made as far as what I did.
So it's definitely all business and not personal. I think the media, you know, how media is, and of course us being in media, you know, just want to take something and just really blow it up. But, you know, you guys as young ladies, you know, growing up, coming into your own and just really understanding a lot more of the business side. It was all business. Right. So now everybody, are they all amongst peace, you know, amongst yourself, you know everything, I hope is great?
As far as I know, you know, I speak to LaTavia, of course. I haven't seen Kelly since that time, but I actually saw Beyonce here in Atlanta in Little 5 Points. I was out shopping with my friends, and I ran into her. She was like way across the street, and my friend Jason was like, "Tavia, that's Beyonce, and I think that she can see you from way over there." She came all the way across the street, and we embraced and we hugged, and you know, I told her how much I loved her and how much I was proud of her and that I missed her. And, you know, it was the same words in exchange. She was here filming The Fighting Temptations. It's so crazy because people around us were, like, crying. Like, it was so weird. But it was also intense at the same time. It's almost like you've been in a marriage and then seeing your ex-husband, you know, and or wife for the first time in 4 years, you know. So it was really, I wouldn't say that we were trying to avoid each other, but it might have been too emotional to run back into each other again. But I'm glad that at least I got to hug her once everything was over and just let her know, you know, I love you.
And that's good, and that's definitely important, you know, because you never know what can happen.
Exactly.
Now, what was it like seeing the 2 new members? You know, what I can imagine that must have been like.
Me and LaTavia, we were here. We were actually, as I said, that happened in '99, so it was early 2000. You know, maybe before February or whatever. We're here in Atlanta. We're sitting on the edge of the bed. we knew that they were going to play the world premiere Say My Name video. And, you know, I got in the phone call, you know, I was riding downtown and, you know, somebody called my boyfriend at the time, was like, well, Destiny Child just got through doing Say My Name video. He's like, Tavia's in the car with me. What do you mean? So, like, the next week, we're sitting on the edge of the bed, and we're like, world premiere. We're thinking that it was just going to be Beyonce and Kelly. Now, I know that they put all of the girls in the video because they didn't want anybody to tell. But Toya and myself knew exactly who the new girls were. And it's just amazing because at that point in time, like, see, we were told that, you know, we were going to have some conversations and try to work everything out, you know. So when we see the world premiere video, we're like, okay, they're just going to, the song's on the radio, they're going to put it out. But we're sitting on the edge of the bed, and that's when it finally sank in. Okay, y'all are out the group. And everybody, you know, would say that, you know, we quit, but why would we be retarded to quit the most, at that time, successful female group in the country? Why would we do that? LaTavia and myself both maintain, you know, we were kicked out of the group. It's been said that we knew that day that we saw the Say My Name video. So it was kind of sad. But then it was also real, and it answered a lot of our questions at the same time.
So that chapter closed. Now you guys move forward into, you know, what you're doing now. Definitely, I think everything that happened in the past is something that helps you get to that next level.
Absolutely.
Nothing ever happens just by chance.
Absolutely.
You know, of course, our God has everything planned out. So that was just a stepping stone. So here we are now, doing the new you. Now, you know, you've said you've enjoyed acting. That was your passion.
Yes.
Are you going to be able to get into and do more acting now?
By the grace of God, I will be. And, I definitely know that it's in my cards. You know, I feel it and I believe it. I actually went out to LA and I studied with Kim Field's mother, for a long time. Her class was highly recommended to me, and she was actually amazed. She was speaking to my mother like, you know, she's, you know, really, you know, she's good, you know. So I'm excited. I look forward to doing a lot of acting jobs in the future. I'm also writing a book right now. I'm in the process of filming a reality/documentary about what's been going on in my life since Destiny's Child, to get me to this point that I am right now. I'm finally at peace, and you know, and I'm happy. You know, of course things happen every day, but you know, I've just grown and I'm a different person, so I want to do that.
And what the book? Let's kind of go back a little bit. What's the book going to be about?
My book is about my journey to basically me reaching my nirvana. My book is about the things that I've gone through. A lot of people will come and ask me and ask other people, you know, well, what have you been doing? You know, well, Toya's been doing this and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da. Well, everything is all gravy, but my book is about me being transparent to my fans, to let them know that, yes, and I know a lot of people say this, but I'm a real person. The things that I've dealt with in the last 5 to 6 years are not what my fans would ever expect. Definitely great things. Now, for the young lady or gentleman that's out there, any advice, you know, just, you know, about, you know, your experience in the business? Because, you know, a lot of people in Atlanta, that's what they want to do, music industry. Yes.
Music.
And I know it's very
that's
music oriented here as well. All I would say is I would never turn anyone away from the music industry. Should I talk to the camera?
You can talk to the camera, you can talk to me, whatever you feel comfortable with. If you talk to them.
Okay.
Listen
as far as getting in the music industry, I would never discourage anyone about being in the music industry. All I would say is just make sure that you're up on your toes and just make sure that you're involved in your business. It's a hard industry. Everything that you see on TV is not what it is. It's a lot harder than that. It's a lot more political than that. So all I would say is just, if that's what you want to do it. Be the best at it and go for it. You have to live, breathe, eat, and sleep it. And definitely your dream will come true. But just be true to yourself and just know. Just don't let anybody walk over you. And keep your eyes and your ears open, especially if you're younger. And, you know, you really haven't had the experience of being out there. But, hey, I'd say go for it. Do you.
Great advice. We thank you so much for stopping by and
Thank
chatting
you
with
as
us.
well.
It has definitely been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.